After 3 weeks of the season so far, San Francisco's defense ranks as a top 5 unit, with the key reason being their third-year linebacker out of TCU, Dee Winters. According to PFF, he currently ranks as the second highest graded coverage linebacker, earning an overall grade of 91.2, allowing Robert Saleh to get extremely creative in the coverages he calls, and his overall grade of 82.5 ranked 16th among 123 linebackers. As impressive as Winters has been for the 49ers defense this year though, I think he's only going to get better as the year progresses, as this is his first year full-time starting for the team. So in this video, I wanted to go over what he did well against the Cardinals, as well as what he needs to continue to improve on to really see what he's going to offer San Francisco headed forward. Initially, to start out, we're going to be looking at Winters' pass coverage, because this is truly what separates him from most young linebackers in my opinion, which allows Robert Saleh to get extremely creative, as I was alluding to. On this play specifically, for instance, Saleh is running a modified cover 6 defense, running cloud cover 6 on the bottom of the screen. Meanwhile, at the top of the screen, he's splitting his defense to confuse the quarterback, running man coverage with Renardo Green and Dee Winters manned up on the back. While this defense is more challenging for a quarterback to read, it does leave you susceptible over the top since you don't have a deep safety or cornerback here, meaning you have to have a ton of faith in these guys you're running man coverage with, especially if they're running like a wheel pattern or something like that. And on this play, you really get to see why Saleh likes Winters so much in man coverage. First, for instance, he jumps Kyler Murray's check down option with this back running a little curl route, and with Kyler Murray buying more time, Winters is able to respond to his initial jump and close the distance created by Connor on this play. And with the ball in there, Winters doesn't just allow this back to bring it in, but rather puts his arm right between the back's arm and forces his ball out on this play, which you can really see from this end zone angle. In addition to his man coverage, in zone coverage, Winters does an excellent job of coming up from his zone and attacking the flats. Here on this play, for instance, Winters is responsible for the hook curl zone as well as the flats, so he starts to read Kyler Murray's eyes, and seeing Murray attempting to go deep, he takes away his tight end on this play, and with Murray then trying to go to the check down option, Winters is able to also identify that, quickly closes on this ball carrier, and I love the way he hits. Here, for instance, you can see how he's exploding through this ball carrier, not slowing down at all, and stopping him for a gain of only 1 on this play. Winters has also really impressed me with just how quickly he's able to identify routes and the concept the offense is running. Here on this play, for example, the Cardinals are running a screen, and almost instantly Winters identifies it, so he shoots to the outside to get outside contain on this back, then almost gets the tackle here, forces him towards the teeth of his defense, and helps bring him down for only a 4-yard gain on this play. To further illustrate just how quickly Winters is able to identify where the quarterback is going with the ball, on this play he's responsible for the hook curl zone, but this entire time he's reading Kyler Murray's eyes, and with this running back breaking out to be his check down option, Winters quickly identifies Murray going that direction, breaks hard on 3rd and 10, comes up and stops him for only a 5-yard gain. Because Winters does such a nice job of reading the quarterback's eyes in zone coverage as well, I think it's only a matter of time before he starts picking off some of these patterns. Here with this tight end in zone coverage, for instance, he jumps this route and nearly picks it off if Fred Warner didn't jump it as well. To further illustrate this point, on this play, Winters is in a QB spy on Murray to really stop him from taking off and running, but almost instantly he identifies Murray trying to go towards this wide receiver, jumps this route, and once again, it's like a half a second away from him picking this off and running the other direction. Winters' ability to read Murray's eyes also allowed San Francisco to force that intentional grounding. Here, for instance, you can see how Murray's attempting to go to this back, but because Winters jumps on it, he's not able to go there, and with the scramble drill, Winters stays on him, Murray's looking for options, and eventually San Francisco is able to force an intentional grounding on this play. Winters also does a nice job of timing up his attack with the ball's arrival so he doesn't draw the PI. To really illustrate this point, here on this play, San Francisco is being challenged over the middle with this tight end, but Winters is jumping on it as soon as this ball is arriving and attacking the ball on this play as not to draw the PI. And even if this ball was placed a little bit better, Winters would have broken it up. The final aspect of Winters' pass coverage I wanted to touch on before moving on to his run defense and weaknesses is his versatility as a blitzing linebacker. Because he is such an athletic linebacker, as I was mentioning earlier, he has the ability to be sent on blitzes like on this play. Saleh moves him up on the line of scrimmage, and almost instantly, he finds his way into the backfield I love how he elevates on this play to really challenge Kyler Murray's throw. As great as Winters' pass coverage is though, probably where he's grown the most this year in my opinion is his ability as a true run-stuffing linebacker. Specifically, he has done a much better job of actually identifying the plays the offense is running. Like here for instance, with the Cardinals running this outside handoff, Winters takes his read step, quickly identifies it, so he's able to shoot by this guard's block, opens up his hips, showing off his sideline to sideline ability, and as soon as he identifies this back cutting up the field, he shoots by this block as well right here and makes a tackle for only a 5-yard gain, which isn't bad considering he started on the opposite side of this play. In a similar way on this play, the Cardinals once again are running to the opposite side of Winters, but nevertheless, Winters is the one to make the tackle. And like we saw last play, he's quick to identify this little toss. He takes his read step, sees his center coming straight at him, so opens up his hips, fights through his block, and then he shows off his closing burst, almost instantly finding his way into the backfield in a similar way we saw Dre Greenlaw used to, and he's setting the tone for the defense here. He's exploding through this ball carrier and punishing him for picking up any yards on San Francisco's defense, which I absolutely love. Winters' ability to really identify these running plays also helped take away the Cardinals' potential read option plays. Here on this play for instance, it looks like Kyler Murray has the option to pull this and then take it to the outside, but because Winters is staying home and reading this play, he's able to identify Kyler Murray handing it off, and with him handing it off, he quickly closes and tackles his back for pretty minimal gain. With all these positives to Dee Winters' game though, he is a first-year starting linebacker and a former 6th-round pick, so he does have some areas he needs to continue to improve, with probably the most notable in my opinion is his ability to disengage from blocks. Sometimes if a center or guard is able to actually engage with Winters, he finds it difficult to actually disengage. So in the running game, a back may be able to take advantage of this and hit a big one on San Francisco's defense, so headed forward, Winters needs to improve at disengaging. On top of that, he needs to prove that he can remain healthy for the remainder of the year, as he has struggled with this during his young NFL career. Even with these concerns to Winters' game though, if he is able to remain healthy, I think by the end of the year, we could see him being a Pro Bowl level player. When you look at him in Robert Saleh's defense for instance, he can do everything Saleh wants out of a backer. Not only can he man up on tight ends and running backs, he can also be sent on the blitz and has the ability to play sideline to sideline in the running game. But ultimately, these are just some of my thoughts about San Francisco's 3rd-year linebacker out of TCU and Dee Winters, and I want to hear some of your thoughts down below. Do you think he'll end up being a dominant linebacker for this team like Dre Greenlaw was, or do you think he'll end up fizzling out in part due to injuries? It would also mean a ton to me if you did enjoy this video. If you could go ahead and like and subscribe, it truly helps out the channel a ton. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.